Hi everybody, I'm sorry it's been such a long time since I've followed up with you for my first video, but I hope you have all gotten familiar with ketogenic foods, and I hope you are ready to take that next step, which would be converting your refrigerator and your pantry. And so this can be somewhat of a daunting process. It can be a little bit expensive and time consuming, but once you get the basics and you've accumulated the things that you're going to need on a regular basis, this is going to be much easier. So just like building your wardrobe, you have to build your pantry, you have to build your refrigerator. And so the best way to start is with your refrigerator door. So start replacing things slowly but surely. And so if you make yourself a meal plan for the week, you go to the grocery store, you make a list of all the things you need, and then you know that you will have at least a week's worth of ketogenic foods and meals for you, because success in this diet requires you to stay in ketosis. If you go in and out, you won't reap the benefits and your body won't be too happy about it. And so the way that you can ensure your success is to be certain that you have the things you need, the right equipment. So consider this a project, and for any project you need the right tools. And so you need the right foods, you need the right seasonings, and you need the right condiments. And that's what you're going to work on building. And so once you've gotten, let's say, a meal plan for the week and you have all the ingredients, you do your meal prep, you do your cooking, and then you'll be set for your week. And then after you start to feel like you have achieved a level of ketosis, then we need to start monitoring. We need to see just how good are you doing. This is my favorite part of this diet. It's measurable, it's scientific. And so I think you might be surprised. Some of you will think you're doing great and you won't even register in ketosis because you will still be carb loaded, and others will achieve a state of ketosis pretty easy. It just depends on how dedicated you are and how well you practice. So you're going to need to learn how to count your macros. So if all you're concerned about is losing weight, do any diet you want, count your calories, restrict your calories, and you'll lose weight. You may not be healthy, but you'll lose the weight, you'll achieve your goal. For me, even if weight loss is your goal, truly the goal is duration, endurance. You want the goal to last. You don't want to just achieve it, you want to maintain it. And so pick a diet you're going to be able to live with. But for a ketogenic diet, you need to learn how to count macronutrients, because it's all about the ratio of those nutrients. So your macros consist of your proteins, your carbohydrates, and your fats. So you'll need to understand how to count those. If you want to be at level 1 in ketosis, then you'll need to eat about 70% healthy fat. Level 2 requires about 80% healthy fat, level 3 about 90%. So you have to know what that equates to in grams in order to get your ratio right, because every time you put calories in your mouth, you have to maintain that ratio of macronutrients. So for me, because I want to create an environment that cancer can't survive in, I eat a diet that is 90% fat, 5% protein, 5% carbs. And we'll go into that a little more in detail, because cancer can actually be fed, it can ferment protein, or the byproduct of protein, which is glutamine, as well as carbohydrates. So cancer patients have to be concerned about their protein load as well as their carbohydrate load, but that'll be another talk. So for you guys who are going to practice this diet, monitor this diet, and know that you want to achieve medical benefits, health benefits, then you will count your macros. And so carbohydrates and protein have 4 calories per gram. Fat has 9 calories per gram. And so let's just take, for example, let's say you have a 1,000 calorie diet. I'll eat about 1,200 to 15 calories a day at best. Most of you will eat a little bit more than that. You won't be hungry enough to eat more than about 2,000 calories. So let's just say that you eat 1,000 calories a day. 80% of that is 800 calories. So if you're eating 800 calories of fat, you're going to divide that by 9, and that's how many grams you will have. Then you have to figure out how much protein you want and how much carbohydrate you want, and you have to figure that out accordingly. For me, I know that my ratio of fat, about 90%, to carbs and protein will turn out to be about 10 to 11 grams of fat to every half to 1 gram of carb or protein. And that can vary, it can shift a little bit. There's lots of ways to increase and maintain your level of ketosis. We'll talk about exogenous ketones, which is one way. We'll talk about intermittent fasting, which is another way. But you will ultimately need to know how many grams of fat you need for every gram of protein and carbohydrate you put into your mouth. And so once you get that down, there'll come a time when you will pretty much just know. You can pick up a package and say, okay, I can eat this, but I know I'm going to have a little more fat. Otherwise, my level of ketosis will drop. And if you want to stay at a certain level, you're gonna get good enough at figuring out how food affects your level of ketosis, and you're gonna learn how to cheat with it, which a great cheat is MCT oil, and you can go learn about that. I'll talk to you about that at length too. You always want to be careful what kind of products you get, and as far as MCT oil goes, which is a medium chain triglyceride, and it's derived from coconuts, which is one of the healthiest fats you can put in your body. And MCT oil goes directly to your liver, and it just immediately spits out ketones that are readily available for fuel. So not only does it boost your ketone level, but it will maintain and raise your level of ketosis at the same time. And so MCT oil is a great way to just add fat. It can be, however, upsetting to your stomach. Like for me, it's very upsetting. And you have to be careful about what type of oil you're using, because there are different types of medium chain triglycerides, and there's 8, 10, and 12 link chains, and they all affect you differently. There's capric acid, caprylic acid, and lauric acid. Lauric acid is the most upsetting to your stomach, and so cheaper products will have mostly lauric acid, so you want to stay away from those. I have a few different brands that I really like, and I'll try to take pictures of those things. But we'll talk more about cheating. My son calls it cheatogenics, just ways to cheat and keep yourself in ketosis. And so for now, just start replacing things in your pantry, in your refrigerator. Start familiarizing yourself with just labels, grams of fat, ratio of fat to protein and carbs. Learn how to start counting your macros. Put it all down on paper. It's the only way you're really going to know what you're doing. You think you'll remember, but you won't, and you'll think you get it, but you really don't till you see it all out on paper. And then when you start to check your level of ketosis, that's when you're going to really fine-tune it, and you'll have a very good idea how food, how liquids are affecting your body, affecting your level of ketosis, and what kinds of things you can do to help throughout the day. One of my favorite people that I ever coached, she just killed this diet. She did it so well, so effectively. She did everything I said. She monitored herself. She got herself into a very high state of ketosis. And one day she texted me and she said, I'm sick of bacon and eggs for breakfast. What else can I eat? I'm just tired of eating this. My response was, don't eat. If you get tired of eating things and you just can't rotate foods around anymore because you've done it all and you don't want to eat the same things, don't eat. Intermittent fasting is actually the healthiest thing you can do. It's in this order of health for your body is intermittent fasting, ketogenic diet, or maybe ionized alkaline water, ketogenic diet, and then exercise. And I'll talk about those things too. There's so much I want to talk to you guys about. But, if you get tired of the same things, try to switch it up. If you can't, just fast. Fasting is so good for your body. And I'm going to do a whole talk on that, because the process that kicks in when you're fasting is called autophagy. and that's when your body repairs and heals itself. And so we'll talk about that at another time. Right now, you guys just get prepared with your food choices. Get yourself some meals planned, get yourself to the grocery store, and just start trying to change out those products. And I am going to be in your corner rooting for you. You can do it. Stay motivated. I'll try to keep you motivated. You're going to be so happy when you start to feel the difference in your body. You are going to have energy. You're going to have mental clarity, focus. Your brain functions so well in under a ketogenic diet. Your heart pumps so efficiently, and your hormones are so well regulated. It's just unbelievable how good you'll feel. As a result, as a side effect, you're going to lose any stored fat. And so your body is going to start to lean out. You're going to start to, your muscles will show better. You'll have, if you're a person who works out, you'll have better results, because this is an anti-catabolic diet, which is protein sparing, and it's anti-inflammatory. And so anyway, we'll talk about all those things too. More to come. All right, guys, good luck.